as we're coming over that hill, kind of windy out, coming down the hill, I tell my wife, look, there's a dust devil going across the field. Well, it wasn't a dust devil. There was a rollover accident right in front of us, probably a mile and a half away.
Jim Cavinder, tell me your story. And so what I want to do is I want to take you back to your childhood, okay?
Yeah.
We have talked before, and you had mentioned, but I want you to be able to say it for the people who are listening. How were you introduced to a faith of some sort? From what I understand, and kind of my prompt for you is, it had something to do with your grandmother.
Yes.
And so, tell me that. First of all, born where?
I was born in South Bend, Indiana.
South Bend, Indiana. That's fantastic.
The home of Notre Dame.
That's right, the Indiana connection. So South Bend, Indiana. And how old were you when you would go to your grandmother's? Tell us where she lived.
She lived in LaPorte, Indiana, on Pine Lake.
Which is how far from South Bend?
Probably 25 miles.
25, so not far.
Not far.
Okay. And you would go to Grandma's house.
Yes.
Why?
Well, she lived alone, and she died at 92 and 79. So
a while ago. So she died a while ago.
Yeah.
And so how old were you the very first time you went to Grandma's house?
Probably a newborn baby.
Really? And so how old were you when you can remember going to Grandma's house?
You know, we talked about that, and I think most people, memories start at 5 to 6 to 7 years old. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing probably around 5 to 6 years old. I can remember going there.
Tell me what it was like at Grandma's. I'm assuming you went in the summer?
We went all the time because it was only 25 miles away, and my dad was the youngest of 13 children. 13
children.
Yes.
So you have a lot of aunts, or a lot of uncles and aunts, I'm assuming.
I had. They're all deceased now. They're all gone. But yeah, there's a lot of aunts, a lot of uncles, cousins. But, you know, most of them were generally in the Indiana area, some of them in Illinois.
So during let's just talk about the summertime. You would go to Grandma's house in the summertime.
Yes, I would. And
tell me about that.
Summertime at Grandma's was pretty fun because she lived on a lake. And
which lake was it?
Pine Lake.
Okay, Pine Lake.
And I was the only boy in my family, 2 sisters. So I don't know if I got shipped off to Grandma's or I just liked to go to Grandma's because she lived on a lake and we could fish. And we've talked before, my grandmother was Brethren. And every Sunday, her congregation, after they do their service at their church, members would come over to my grandmother's house, which she had a piano, and they would do a service for my grandmother at her house.
And so was Grandma able to go to church, or she wasn't able to go to church, so they came over and did the service for her?
My grandma never drove a car, and she never had a television.
Really?
So
wait a second. You're at Grandma's house for the summer, and you have no TV.
Hey.
So fishing?
You know, you go out and fish during the day or swim or get in a boat, and it was just a rowboat. And Grandma would get in, we'd row around in the corner and do some fishing, and she always fished with a king pole, which was how I learned how to fish. But the days my grandma would get up early, fix breakfast, and then, we'd do things during the day. And then in the evening, there was no television, so when it got dark, she would let her hair down because she always wore the covering. And she had really long black, grayish hair that I remember. And she would read Bible verses, and then we would just go off to bed.
Now, was it all of you, or was it just you? Was it all of your brothers and sisters, or
No, it was just me.
it was just you?
Yeah. And occasionally a cousin would come and stay, an older one that had a vehicle to drive and stuff.
So it's safe to say then, your introduction to a faith, whether it be a type of faith, a religious faith, was during that time.
Yes. I think she set the seed.
And so that's how you grew up in the summers.
Yeah.
You would go and you would, and so brethren, part of the Anabaptist, part of the Anabaptist tradition. When you weren't at Grandma's during the winter,
Yeah.
did you go to church?
We did not.
You did not. Okay, much like my story. We did not. I did not grow up going to. So you didn't. So the only exposure you had was Grandma's?
The most of it was Grandma's. My mom was Lutheran,
Okay.
so occasionally, Christmas, Easter.
Yeah, those types of days.
Yeah.
You would go, and then you would go to the Lutheran church.
Yes.
Okay. Was your father? Now, wait. Let me ask you. I didn't even ask this. Grandma is Dad's mom, Mom's mom.
Dad's mom.
Dad's mom. Did your dad grow up, brethren?
I don't think we've ever had that conversation.
Really? Okay, that's fair.
I'm presuming he did because he was the last one on the farm. And like he said, he left the farm 50 years ago to come back and farm with me for the last 3 years of his life. Mm-hmm. But
is it
I believe it's safe to say my dad was a Christian.
But your grandma was the one that you remember being the one who had that strong faith.
Yes,
It
very
was.
much so.
And you don't have to, hopefully nobody will do math or anything like that, but when was this? 60s, 70s? Grandma, you said your grandma died in 70?
79. And I was born in 57, so early 60s.
Early 60s.
Yeah.
Early 60s.
Yeah.
In northern Indiana.
Yep.
And so this continued until how old? Did you go every year until you graduated?
No, it was probably up to around 13, 14 years old.
14 years old.
Yeah.
And then those trips to Grandma's house stopped and she passed away in 1979.
Yes.
Was there any other drive towards any type of faith?
There was
Or
not.
did you grow up secular?
Secular.
You grew up secular.
Yeah.
Until...
I went to some non-denominational church camps before that, and I worked at a YMCA camp with little kids, but there was really nothing for a good period of time.
So tell me what 16-year-old Jim Cavinder was like.
That's really hard to describe.
Did you? So you lived in South Bend. Did you live on a farm?
No. I lived in South Bend until the 4th grade.
Oh, until the 4th grade, and then you moved where?
I grew up in Elkhart, Indiana.
In Elkhart. Okay.
Yes.
And so, did you go to Elkhart High School?
I went to Memorial High School.
Memorial High School. Okay.
Yes.
And so, did you guys live in town? Did you live on a...
Lived in the country in a subdivision, a small one,
Okay.
back in a cul-de-sac, farm ground all the way around this, except to the one direction there was Cleveland Elementary School.
Okay.
So,
And so, would you say a normal high school?
oh yeah.
Normal growing up with the...
Yes, I had a pretty good upbringing, I think, even though my parents divorced in the 13-year-old range,
Okay.
but they were both really good parents,
What happened after the divorce? Did you stay with mom? Did you go with dad? Was it a split type of thing?
I stayed with mom until high school,
Okay.
and then I went and lived with my dad for
And were
for
they
3
both in
years.
Elkhart?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you didn't change schools or anything like that?
No.
You just went to Elkhart High School.
Yeah.
And then we get to so a normal upbringing, faith you saw in grandma,
Yeah.
raised by good. This is mirroring my upbringing. This is mirroring my life, born in Indiana. So you graduate from high school.
Yes.
Then what happens?
2 days out of high school, I went. My dad put me on a construction job at a nuclear plant.
At a nuclear plant?
Yeah, in Bridgman, Michigan. Cook nuclear plant.
How far away from Elkhart is that? Where's that
That
in
wa-
Michigan?
That would be north of Michigan City.
Okay.
It's on the. It's right on Lake Michigan.
Okay. And
I did that for probably 10 months.
then came home?
No, I moved to Florida.
Moved to Florida. Why?
My mom and my stepdad, he was the vice president of a van conversion company, and they were moving to Jacksonville, Florida, or their branch was moving. And so I said, can I go work there? So I moved to Jacksonville, Florida,
And started working
in the RV industry.
in the RV industry. Doing what?
I was laying carpet in vans.
Really?
Yes.
In Jacksonville, Florida in the 70s,
Late 70s.
late 70s. And how long did you do that?
Probably about a year and a half.
Really? Did you
Yes.
enjoy it?
Yeah,
Hot.
yeah, it was nice.
And so we've moved from Indiana to Michigan, and now you're in Florida. And how old are you now?
21.
Uh-oh. 21 years old.
Yes.
You've worked you've worked in construction at nuclear. You've worked in laying carpet in vans
Yeah, on the production line.
on the production line.
Yeah.
And now you're 21 years old, and I'm assuming there hasn't been any movement towards going to church. I mean, you're just kind of growing up like that.
There wasn't any movement at that point.
There was no movement at that point. And so you're 21 years old.
Yeah.
This job ends, right?
Yes.
And what's next for Jim Cavinder?
I became a professional, professional as far as everyday surfer.
A what?
A surfer.
A surfer.
I surfed every day for 9 months straight.
You're kidding.
Nope.
There in Florida.
Yeah. At that point, I moved in with some friends of mine at St. Augustine, Florida, right on the ocean.
Yeah.
And we surfed every day for 9 months until it got.
Okay, so the question, obviously, that everybody probably who is watching is asking is, how do you make money? Or did you? How do you make a living surfing every day? That's fantastic. I did not know that about you. You surfed for 9 months straight.
Yes.
Every day.
Every day.
Okay.
The only time we didn't surf when winter came around, because the water is cold.
Are you like entering contests, or is this just for fun?
This is just for fun.
How did you eat? How did you?
When I worked at the nuclear plant, I made a pretty good living, and I saved my money because there was really no time to spend it when you're working 7 days a week,
Right.
10, 12-hour days. So when I packed up and moved to Florida, I had a pretty good bundle of cash with me.
You're kidding.
No.
That's a great story. Really?
But there's more to this story.
Okay, so well, let's get to that then. So you're surfing
Yes.
every day for 9 months with your buddies,
Yes,
just for fun.
just for fun.
I don't even know where to go. Okay, at some point in time that stops, or you fall off your board and you hit a rock and you say, I'm never going in the ocean. Why'd you stop surfing?
I moved back to Jacksonville
Okay.
from St. Augustine.
Okay. Was there a reason? Just for fun? Just for...
Well, there was a girlfriend at that time.
Okay.
So we moved in to her friend and her boyfriend's house.
Okay.
And he's a famous person.
Okay. We don't want to name him.
Well, I'll name him.
Okay.
His name is Johnny Van Zant, and he's the lead singer right now of Leonard Skinner.
The story just keeps getting better. So you're living now, right,
Yes.
with a famous band member, band member of Leonard Skinner.
Yes.
Leonard Skinner at that time, or did he make his way toward Leonard Skinner?
At that time, he was singing in his band, which was called the Johnny Van Zant Band.
Okay.
And this is after his brother Ronnie died. They died in a plane crash.
Okay.
So they were going to do a 10-year reunion tour, and they decided that they would have him sing because he sounded most like his brother did. So
you're living with this cat.
yes.
This by now is probably 80s, early 80s?
Yes, it is.
Early 80s in Jacksonville. And I'm assuming, maybe not, but after surfing for 9 months, the cash flow has dwindled.
Rent was pretty cheap in Florida.
Okay. So now what do we do?
Now we're deciding that we're going to go back to Indiana.
And only those people who have lived in Indiana could understand that. Probably everybody who's watching this is thinking, you've lived this exciting life. Florida, you've surfed, you lived with this famous band member. You didn't have to work, you had money. Why would you go back to Indiana?
I don't know. It was kind of getting lonely down there.
Okay.
But
Back to South Bend, back to Elkhart?
back to Elkhart.
Back to Elkhart.
Back into the RV business again.
Back in the RV business. And by this time, you're how old?
22, 23.
22, 23.
Yeah.
Still living the secular life.
Yes.
Just loving it, having these great experiences. You move back to Indiana, back to Elkhart, into the RV business,
Yep.
which, by the way, if people don't know, northern Indiana
Is the RV capital of
is
the
the
world.
RV capital of the world.
Yes.
Everyone who lives in Indiana. The only other place in Indiana that might rival it might be Richmond. Richmond has, but northern Indiana is the RV. You want an RV. Some people drive all the way to Indiana just to get them.
Elkhart,
So-
Goshen, Bristol, all that little triangle there is kind of the whole RV industry.
And so, are you putting carpet in vans now, or are you doing the
Yep,
same
we're
job?
doing the same thing for the same company, just back in Elkhart.
So you're back in Elkhart.
Yes.
What's the next big adventure?
Big adventure is my younger sister comes to La Junta to do VS work.
Now, here we go.
And that, before she did that, she worked for MBM. Out of
Okay,
Elkhart,
right.
Mennonite Board of Missions.
This, and now, right at this point, you begin to merge with some of the other interviews, because normally, me not being a Mennonite and learning about the Mennonite faith, at some point in time, the connection of La Junta and voluntary service collide.
Yes.
So it's not you, it's your sister.
Yes.
Now, a little aside, let me take you off a track. Obviously, your sister had a connection then to the Mennonite church in some sort of way.
Through MBM.
Okay, so that was it. Your sister had decided, she came to La Junta, and what was she doing?
She was doing volunteer service at one of the group homes.
At one of the group homes?
Yes.
Okay, so now your sister's in La Junta, Colorado,
Yes.
and you're in Elkhart, Indiana.
Yes.
Take me through the connection of that.
Well, my sister, they have host families.
Uh-huh.
And Paul and Wanda Enns were my sister's host family.
Okay.
And you don't know the area out here, but Paul and Wanda Enns lived right across the field from Ronnie and Kay Enns, which is my wife's parents.
Yes.
And one day...
So the connection is beginning to form here.
It's starting to form here.
Okay.
So one day, my sister met my wife.
Not your wife at this
Not
time.
that, not
you
at
didn't
that.
know her from anyone.
I did not know her. Mm-hmm. So, like sisters do, she said, "You need to meet my brother." And so,
Let me stop you real quick right there, because I'm curious. Even though it's not your story, I'm curious at this particular time what your wife to be is doing.
I think she just got out of college
Just out of okay.
and living with her grandparents.
Because I'm curious how you're. I'm curious how that connects. So, you got to meet my brother.
Yeah.
And my brother doesn't live here. My brother lives in Indiana.
Yes.
How does that happen?
Well, it started with phone calls and letters, and then on Valentine's Day, 1982, she came to Elkhart.
No way.
Yes.
No way. Are you?
And my sister was living back in Elkhart at that time.
And she had, how long did your sister stay out here?
I think she did a year.
She did a year here.
Yeah.
Just a year. And
Yeah.
during that year, she convinced your wife to be
Yes.
to begin this conversation. This is before the internet.
Yes.
This is letters and
Phone calls,
and
long
phone
distance
calls.
phone calls.
Now, I'm curious. She says to Kathy, your wife to be, you need to meet my brother. Did she call you and say, you got to meet this girl?
Nope. It didn't go
Okay,
that way.
tell me about the first. How in the world did this happen, Jim? Tell me about the first time. This is a great story.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Tell me the first time then. Did you just get a letter from her? Did she call and be like, hey, I met your sister?
No, it was like that. My sister called and then put her on the phone. Then we started talking. It was awkward.
I can imagine so. And
But-
so tell me about that then.
But then we started talking more frequently and
Okay.
exchanging letters. And this went on for quite a while.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. How long did you converse back and forth, whether it be on the phone or whether it be before she came to Elkhart?
Oh, how long?
Yeah,
Probably 6 months.
6 months.
Yes.
And
It was a lot of long distance phone calls. And
if you can, at that time, do you remember if she was she involved in the church? In the Mennonite church at all?
yes,
Okay, because her family is quite a prominent family in the Mennonite church. And she is living in Cheraw at this time?
No, she's living in Rocky Ford with her grandparents,
She's living in Rocky Ford.
Dutch and Doris Waters.
I just have to clarify because I'm loving this story. Why did she decide to come to Elkhart before you decided to come to Rocky Ford?
I think she came to visit my sister.
Oh, okay. And I think that's a good reason. Hey, you know what? I'm going to come visit your sister. Maybe you and I can. So she comes to Elkhart.
Yes.
And
she's staying with my sister.
Staying with your sister. And at this time, your sister is out doing her own thing.
Right.
Okay? And how old are you at this time?
20. Geez, now I got to think back.
82 or 83?
No, we got married in 83.
Okay, so 81, 82?
Yeah, 81, 82.
Okay, 81, 82.
22,
I'm
23,
just
23?
trying to think. At that particular time, you're in Indiana and I'm in Indiana.
Yeah.
I'm in Marion at this time, and you're in Elkhart, and I'm 14 at this time. So, so it's going on Indiana is the hot spot. She comes to visit.
Yes.
Your sister.
Yes. She's staying with my sister.
Staying with your sister.
And my sister says I need to come over there, and she's making dinner.
And you guys have been conversing for about 6 months. So it's not like you don't know each other.
No.
Yeah.
But I've never seen her in person. She sent me pictures and stuff. But
first time meeting.
Yes.
Tell me, I have to know that story. Tell me about that first meeting.
The first meeting, I looked at her and said, I'm marrying this girl.
It was one of those.
Yes, it was.
I'm going to marry this girl.
It was love at first sight.
To your knowledge, did she think that? Or have you ever asked?
I never asked her.
Okay. You meet her? Absolutely. This is the woman I'm going to marry.
Yes.
Still.
Because letter writing and phone calls, I think not seeing that person, you really get to know the person from the inside out.
Yeah. And so you have a familiarity. There's obviously, well, maybe not obviously, maybe I'm assuming you have an attraction to her already.
Yes.
Because you've learned about her in a different way.
Yes.
You're not texting one another.
No.
These are letters that you have to set down and phone calls that you have to. And so she shows up. How long does she stay?
About 5 days.
5 days. Any time during those 5 days, did you say, oh, by the way, you and I are getting married?
No, but on the following trip, I had a ring for her already.
Okay, let's get to that following trip. She goes back home.
Yes.
Back to Rocky Ford.
Yep.
You're still in Elkhart.
Yes.
Working at the RV.
Yes.
What's next?
I came out here one time.
To Rocky Ford.
To Rocky Ford.
Did you drive or fly?
I drove.
Drove the whole way.
Yeah, but not my car.
Not your car.
I was delivering a custom.
You borrowed the band members.
No, I was delivering a customized car to Oklahoma City.
That you guys had created in the RV place.
Yes.
Okay.
Before Camaros were convertible, the company I worked for, they would turn them into convertibles.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And so that's what happened.
I brought the car here to Rocky Ford.
Or to Rocky Ford?
To Rocky Ford, then to Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City. So you show up in Rocky Ford driving a custom Camaro.
Brand new.
Brand new. You pull up in her driveway. Is she living still with her grandma?
Yeah, grandma and grandpa.
So grandma and grandpa must have loved that. So
Her grandfather is a car guy, so
okay.
seeing
I
something
see
that
God at work in this.
seeing something that you can't buy yet,
Mm-hmm.
that is innovative and new, was piqued his interest.
Okay.
Yes.
So you come out, and how long do you stay in Rocky Ford?
I stay there a day, and then I take the car to Oklahoma City, drop it off, and I have a friend with me at this time because he brought a van out
Okay.
to Dodge City.
Okay.
So I borrowed my wife's brand new car, a Datsun 280Z, and I have my friend drive the car, and I follow him to Oklahoma City. We drop it off. I come back and drop him off at the train station to take the train back to Indiana, and I spend probably a week out here.
How much time was there between the time she came to Elkhart and you went to Rocky Ford? You did this trip.
Oh, probably a couple months.
Couple months.
Yeah.
And at this particular time, do you have a ring in your pocket?
No.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. So you stay out here.
No,
Build-
no.
oh, there's more.
We're ahead of the game.
Okay.
I already gave her the ring
Wait.
prior to coming to Colorado.
Wait a second.
There-
We got to back up here. When did you
She
give her-
came out another time,
Oh, okay.
and then
So she's been to Elkhart twice before you've been to Rocky Ford once.
before I even been to Colorado,
Before you did, that was your first time in Colorado,
west of the Mississippi.
west of the Mississippi.
Yeah. Well, no, I can't say that. That's true, but first time to Colorado.
So the second time she comes out to Elkhart, you give her the ring.
Yes.
You're engaged.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're setting a date.
Now you come out to Rocky Ford and you spend a week out here.
Yes.
Relationships growing.
We're doing
I've
we're
gotta ask
we're
you-
doing a lot of stuff together. We
Okay.
went snow skiing and the normal Colorado stuff.
You're living the Colorado experience.
Yes.
You're learning that Rocky Ford is not Colorado.
Correct.
That's what you're learning.
Yes.
Because you're saying this
the
is
mountains-
a lot like Kansas.
Yeah, the mountains do not start at the state line.
They do. They do not, and you learn that.
Yeah.
And I learned that when I came out from Indiana.
You know, one of the first thing I said when I came out here, where's all the trees? Where's all the trees? There's no trees anywhere. It's all just prairie.
Oh, because you mean when you got? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that too because coming from Indiana, obviously.
You can't see to the next
No,
street.
no. Just a quick aside, and it goes along. And this is your story, not my story. But to that point, I took a youth group mission team back to Indiana, back to my hometown to build a house for Habitat for Humanity. We're driving from Colorado.
Yeah.
I've got a guy, Ken Newens, who is a veterinarian here in La Junta. He's part of the team. We get to Indiana, and you know how even when you're on 69 or you're on 70 or whatever, you're driving in between two forests,
Yes.
what we call the woods, you know. He did not like that at all. It made him claustrophobic. And his comment was, I don't like being in places where I can't see where I'm going to be tomorrow. And they learned that there's so many trees. And when you come out here, I came to La Junta, and I see La Junta, Tree City, USA, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. There's like trees. So that's an aside. Anyway, so you're out here, you're doing the things that Coloradans do, you're enjoying it. How do you're setting a date.
We are setting a date.
You're setting the date.
Yep.
And so, just hindsight's 2020. You get married. How do you decide Colorado's where we're going to be? How do you get to Colorado?
It didn't happen that way.
It just so you get married
We got married June 5th, 83.
in Rocky Ford.
Rocky Ford.
In Rocky Ford.
Yes.
At a church.
at the Mennonite Church in Rocky Ford.
The Mennonite Church in Rocky Ford, which was still going at that particular time.
Yes. And
So you got married at the Rocky Ford Mennonite Church?
yes. And Daryl Otto was who officiated.
Okay.
But before we could get married, Kathy and I had to sit down with Daryl a couple times and talk things.
Right. So you had
about
premarital counseling.
Yes.
Okay. And at this particular time, you have a connection, obviously, to the Mennonite tradition.
Yes.
Through your grandma.
Yes.
Back when you were 7.
Yes.
Listening to the brethren, singing in your grandma's
Living room. Yep.
And that connection,
I believe she's
20 years later, whatever it was.
yes. She sowed the seed.
Yeah. Because you look at that and you think, you could have found anybody, and especially not growing up being involved with the Mennonite Church, there would
Yes.
really be no reason that would happen. Yet through these series of events, you find the woman that you marry who's a Mennonite.
Yes.
Tell me God's
But-
not at
but-
work on that. I mean, that's, and so,
I wasn't strange to Mennonites because I had friends
Right.
that lived around Goshen and
right.
Millersburg that were Amish
Right.
Mennonite. You
It
know,
wasn't
that-
like you were just, it wasn't like this was an alien thing. You were familiar with this.
Yes.
And so getting married in a Mennonite church,
Yes.
no big deal, that type of thing. You get married,
Yes.
and now you and Kathy could decide to go anywhere.
We went to Elkhart.
You moved to Elkhart
Yes.
to continue your work.
I was working back a union construction job.
Okay, so you're now you've changed jobs.
Yeah.
Now you're married.
I'm back to the big money job now.
the big money job now. And you're how old?
We are 25 and
25 years old.
22.
25 and 22.
Yes.
You're 25.
I'm 25.
She's 22.
Yes.
You're living in Elkhart.
Yes.
You're making the big bucks.
Yes.
And
She-
how long does that continue?
It went for about a year. We were there, back
You
there.
were there in Elkhart.
Yeah.
And at some point in time now, something happens that makes you decide perhaps Elkhart isn't where we're supposed to be.
Yes.
And so where do you go?
We moved to Cheraw, Colorado.
Okay.
And the reason being,
That's what I want. That's what I want. What's the reason?
construction and RVs are a roller coaster ride. Because, you know, the RV industry is based on fuel and money and stuff, and construction in the power plant business, they only build so many power plants.
Right.
So things were winding down, and my father-in-law, Ronnie Inns, offered me a job
In Cheraw, Colorado.
helping him farm, along with my brother-in-law, Gary.
So you got this opportunity. You ever farmed before?
Yes, I
Okay.
lived out in the country.
Okay, so you were used
Oh,
to that.
yeah, I knew how to drive tractors and semis and all that.
Out to Cheraw, Colorado. Back to her stomping grounds, I guess you would say. Her area.
We actually moved into the house that she was born in because her parents built a brand new house.
And so that's the house you moved into.
Yes,
You're in Cheraw, Colorado.
yes.
Basically been married for a year,
Yeah.
something like that. How was that for you?
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed coming to Cheraw.
Yeah,
And so the marriage begins.
yes.
Family begins.
We're starting to make a family.
Starting to make a family. And at this particular time, what year is this?
This is 83.
And the question that I have for you is, Have you been in Cheraw, Colorado for 43 years?
I have been in Cheraw, Colorado for a long time.
43 years, from 83 to today.
Yes.
You've been
Baptized right in this church, standing right here where we're sitting at. 40.
That's what I want to get to real quick, and we're getting to the tail end of this story, because what I want to find out is, how did you get to East Holbrook Mennonite Church in Cheraw, Colorado? Obviously, you've moved here.
Yes.
You haven't had a track record of going to church. You've grown up secular. You've lived your life secular. You've been connected, obviously, but you haven't gone to church.
But after we were married and moved back to Elkhart, we went to a couple of the Mennonite churches out there.
Okay, so that's when you're
We're starting to make the move.
Starting to make the move. Was it her idea or your idea?
I think it was both of us.
Both of you decided we're going to start going to church. So you come out here, and the logical thing is, with her connections and her family and everything, we're going to continue now to go to church. And since we live in Cheraw, we're going to look for the Mennonite church, and this one's it.
Well, this is her home church.
This is her home church.
Yes.
East Holbrook Mennonite Church, you come here, and how long are you here before you're baptized?
Probably less than a year.
Less than a year. You're baptized, and you've been a member of this church
ever since.
For over 40 years.
Yes. That is true.
Incredible story. You have kids?
Tiffany's born March 9th,
March 9th.
85.
Yeah, 85.
And we were married in 83, so we started
Yeah.
building a family.
And so
And then
God's putting these things together. So Tiffany's born, and then
9/8/88. Only reason I remember that number because that's his racing number when he raced motorcycles. Yeah. So Derek was born, and then May 26, 92, Justin. All three of our kids were raised in this church, baptized in this church.
Baptized in this church. And the strange connection is, I'm not a Mennonite, yet I had Tiffany in my youth group.
Yes.
And so here we fast forward now to 2026. You and I sit in the sanctuary of East Holbrook Mennonite, the very spot that you were baptized. Two native Hoosiers. Two native Hoosiers. And you can't tell me that isn't God's handiwork or sense of humor.
Yeah.
When you look at the story and look at the connection, that all of this time, I would have your daughter in youth group and not know you, to be honest with you, not know one thing about the Mennonite tradition. And you having that seed that was planted by your grandmother.
Yes.
Finding your way out here, being a member of this church, and I sit here as the pastor, and you sit here as an individual who came and surfed for 9 months and lived with the lead singer of Leonard Skinner.
It's a true story.
It's a true. It has to be. It has to be. And now there's grandchildren and all of that. My question that I would ask you is, and I know it's going to be your answer, because you probably wouldn't want to say anything. Would you have changed anything?
Absolutely not.
It's a wonderful story. Thanks for sharing it.
There's one little section. There's more to it.
Yep.
My grandmother planted that seed into me. And I think you can see it that I bring my grandchildren to church and tried to plant that seed early.
Absolutely.
So that,
Absolutely.
so
So
that-
it's that circle.
yes,
It's that circle that's going around. And the thing, I'm sure there are a number of things that they will remember Grandpa
yeah,
by. Basketball, whatever it is.
yeah,
But I don't think you can deny that one of the things that they will remember him is we went to church with Grandma and Grandpa.
yep,
We went to church. And East Holbrook Mennonite is a part of their life because of you.
yeah,
Because of you. And that's full circle. That's full circle. Replicating what Grandma did for you. And that's how legacy is built, especially a legacy of faith.
and those grandkids coming to this church would be 5 generations
Yeah.
at this church.
And the funny thing is, I have one of your grandkids in youth group.
Yep. Yes, you do.
Jim Cavinder, that's a great story. Thanks for sharing it.
All right.
Okay, so there is another part of this story that isn't a part of this,
Yeah.
of how God had worked in your life on a particular day in a particular situation.
Yes.
And so what I want to hear is really part two, or not really part two, but a part of your journey. And it's 2 years ago. It's the Saturday before Easter.
Yes.
Tell me your story.
That day, Saturday before Easter, we went up to Bennett, Colorado to pick up our granddaughter, Emerson, who's coming down for Easter down here.
Okay?
And on our journey back, it was kind of windy. We're coming down Highway 71. If people don't know the road, it's from Lyman, Colorado to Rocky Ford, Colorado. In between, there's a cross section called Pumpkin Center. And when you head south out of Pumpkin Center, you drop off what they call the Palmer Ridge. Weather is always different on the north side of that ridge than it is on the south side. As we're coming over that hill, kind of windy out, coming down the hill, I tell my wife, look, there's a dust devil going across the field. Well, it wasn't a dust devil. There was a rollover accident right in front of us, probably a mile and a half away. So as we get closer, I can see another vehicle, which must have been in front of the rollover car, stop, turn around the road, and start coming back. At this point, I'm at the accident. I'm the very first person there. I get out of my vehicle, I run over to the car, and there's a young girl standing there. To my surprise, in the front seat, facing forward, in a child's seat, is a little baby, probably close to a year old. And she's standing there, pretty much in shock, shaking. And I get the baby out, the car's still running, and I pick up the baby and go to give it to her, and she doesn't want it, and the baby latches onto me. And this is the part that really gets me. Because I have one of those babies in my car right now.
Yeah.
So as I turn around, there's a lady coming down the hill that came from the other vehicle, and there's other people standing around now. And I give her the baby, and then I help her up the hill. Because at this section of road, the ditch is really deep, and they just paved Highway 71. So there's no shoulder there. The shoulder is like a 6-inch drop-off. So if you drive off the road, you better know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so I helped the lady up with the baby. She takes it over to a car that I think that she was in. And I go back down the hill to her. And all I'm thinking, well, let me back up. When I took the baby out, one thing I asked her, is there any other person with you? And she said no. And that made me feel a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to take her up the road because the car's running. It's sitting on a pile of tumbleweeds, and I'm thinking, oh, this thing's going to catch on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get everybody away from here. And I look down, and she doesn't have any shoes on.
Mm.
So I take my shoes off. I give them to her, and I walk right through all the stickers and everything, right up the hill, and set her down on the edge of the road. And I didn't feel nothing.
Mm.
I didn't feel no stickers, no
Really?
nothing.
No goat heads, nothing.
Nothing. So I get my shoes from her, put them back on. I got to go shut this car off. So I go back down the hill, climb over a barbed wire fence, reach inside the window, which was smashed pretty good, and I shut the car off. I go back up the hill, and I kneel down on my knees right in front of her, and I hold her hand, and I look her right in the eyes and tell her, this is just an accident. You're fine.
Mm-hmm.
The baby's fine. She's still crying. I said, it's just an accident. You're going to be okay. So, to back the story up, this is a young couple driving two separate vehicles. Her boyfriend or husband, I don't even know what he was. He was ahead of her. And they were going from Brush, Colorado to Pagosa Springs. They were moving.
Mm.
They had everything piled in two vehicles.
So they're heading north.
They're heading south.
Oh, they're heading south?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brush is up north of
Brush
Lyon.
is up north. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
And the easiest way, you come down here to Lahana and you head across
Oh, okay. Okay.
towards Pagosa Springs on 160. No. Yeah. Wolf Creek Pass. So she goes, I need my phone. I can't find my phone. I say it lightly. She's crying and hysterical. And I said, well, I'll see if I can go find it. So I get up, and the crash site and debris you'll see in the pictures is scattered all the way down the road, and every window in this vehicle is shattered. All their belongings is tossed across the road, in the ditch, everywhere. So I start backtracking to probably about the point of impact, and I see something sparkling in the bar ditch, at the bottom of the bar ditch, like diamonds. And I'm thinking, this has to be her cell phone. So I go down there. Sure enough, she's got one of those covers that girls put on with all the diamonds on it. And I take it back to her, and she opens it up, and it says, it seems like you've been in an accident. And she reads it, and she goes, no kidding.
Yeah.
But then she starts crying again.
Uh-huh.
So she has a little bruise on her shoulder. And every time I think about this, she didn't climb out of that car. She got ejected out of that car.
Ejected out of the car.
Because the way the car was setting on the fence and where I found her standing, she couldn't have got out of the car and got around there that quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she was ejected and walked up to the car, and then I ran there. I was there right away. So at this time, and when I'm running to this car and these people will stop, I yell, call 911. We're on Highway 71 south of Pumpkin Center.
Mm-hmm. And for those who have never been on Highway 71, there's not a lot of
You're
reception.
78. You're 78 miles between towns.
Yeah, there's not a lot of reception. I always really, when the kids would come back from UNC, they would take 71, and there's some dead area there.
Yes.
And you were in a spot that had reception?
On the top of that hill there, they put a 5G tower.
Okay.
So luckily, somebody could get a hold of them.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's wanting to see her baby, and they got a hold of her significant other.
Mm-hmm.
He's turned around. He's coming back. He shows up.
He didn't see this. He's still driving?
Yes. He's still driving south down.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't the car that turned around.
No. No, he was up ahead of him.
Okay.
So he finally showed up, and he's sitting in somebody's car with the baby, and the baby's taking a bottle now,
Mm-hmm.
and seems like baby didn't have a scratch on it. It's surprising because all the glass that was shattered,
Mm-hmm.
and it was still tight in the car seat when I got there. Because when I rolled up, I was just thinking the worst.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the sheriff shows up, the ambulance shows up. I help her up, get her over to where the baby's at, and put my arms around and hug her, tell her, I tell her everything's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have to back up. I almost missed one thing. When we were sitting there and the deputy came over, and they always ask you questions to see if you know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked her, do you know what today is? And her answer was, day before Easter.
Day before Easter.
So that, she knew that Easter was tomorrow, and they were going to be in Pagosa Springs for Easter, at where they were moving to. So after we get her to where the paramedics are and the baby, and they're checking her all out, and it's my time to leave now. The authorities are there. I have nothing else to do. I told them what I seen, and I was first there, and what happened. So as I'm walking away and heading back to my vehicle, there's an older couple there. They looked at me and said, "You're a godsend." And I believe that God puts me in this situation, because this isn't the first rollover I've been to. This is my fourth. And I believe he knows I can handle that situation, and that he trusts me to do his work for him.
Do you look at Easter differently? This has been
2 years.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
So
Every time this
Saturday's coming up.
Yes, every time it comes up, I think about this accident.
Think about that accident.
And what could have happened.
Yeah.
And I believe that somebody's hand was on her shoulder.
Yeah.
And
that put you at that spot.
Put me at that spot, helped her, and I think he landed her on the ground softly, because she had just a little cut on her shoulder.
Yeah.
And when you see the pictures of the car demolished, it's like, something happened there.
Yeah. And just attaching that to your story before, and you look at all the places where God says, "Jim, I need you to be at this place at this particular time, because I've got this for you right here. I've got this. You know what? I'm going to send your sister out to this town, to a state you've never been to.
Yeah.
And she's going to meet this woman, and you're going to build a family together. Jim, I'm going to put you," and I think about that a number of times. all of the things that you encountered from Bennett to that spot, whether it be a truck that slowed you down, something that sped you up, whatever it was, you arrived exactly at that moment that you needed to.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could have been easy. You could have stopped in Lyman. You stopped at the truck stop, and you know what, we're going to eat. And an hour later, missed the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
But you didn't. Everything worked so that you would be on that spot. And that's amazing to me. When I hear people's stories like that, I think of that a lot. The timing of God to say, you may not like it, Jim, and I'm not even going to tell you because you may not want to, but I need you to be here in this spot right now because there's going to be something that I know that you can handle. And that's an amazing...
He's put me in other spots. I've saved 2 people from drowning one time.
And yeah, another one of those things.
Yeah.
That you look back when you tell your story, you look back and say, I was in that spot. And not only that, but because you were in that spot, this person gets to live and not die. And so I teach the kids, and go around and talk with kids a lot about that butterfly effect that says you were there at that particular point, and because you were, that person got to live. And because that person got to live, all of those things that happen in that person's life was basically because you were there at that one particular time. And it's amazing thing to me. That's why I love these tell me your stories, because the more me sitting here listening to a story that I didn't know, it's very easy to say, are you getting all these connections? Do you see them? Do you see? I can hear them. And even though from God being present in your grandma's living room, because of your grandma's faith.
Yes.
Because of your grandma's faith, and your grandma saying, Jim, you're going to be a part of this. You may not want to be, but you're going to sit here and you're going to listen to these brethren sing, because someday God's got something for you. And then that day happens.
It's funny because when you look back at it, then I didn't realize it, but now that I see where it started, where it has progressed, you really look at it in a different
through
view.
a different lens, and see God at work.
Yes.
And hopefully that legacy is carried on when your grandkids get to be your age.
Yes.
And maybe sit down and somebody says, you know what, tell me your story. That story backtracks to Grandpa Jim.
Yep.
I went to church in a little town called Cheraw, Colorado.
Yeah.
And the great thing about that is now he'll be able to bring up this YouTube video that says that here's Grandpa talking about his great-grandma.
Yeah.
And that legacy of faith that moved throughout the family. In a little tiny town, in a little tiny church. It's amazing, amazing story.
Oldest church in Colorado. This is the oldest Mennonite church in Colorado.
The oldest Mennonite church in Colorado. And when you think about that, the generations that came before you, Kathy's grandparents, Kathy's great-grandparents, all made their way out probably from Indiana or Pennsylvania.
Heston, Kansas.
Or from Kansas.
Yes.
Yeah, or from Kansas. Made their way to this little... Because those of you who are listening who may not know it, Cheraw is about as small as you can get.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's a dot. It's a dot. You got to want to be here to get here.
Yeah.
And in that little town is this little church. And out of that comes this legacy. Incredible. Appreciate you sharing your story.
I like it.